been an exceptionally cold and wet winter this year, so the plants haven't been doing as good as what I would like. But we are starting to feel some sunshine and some warmth, so it feels like spring is just around the corner. Come on, girls, you can come out for a little bit just before I give you a feed, alright? It's not feeding time yet though. Dad's got filming to do. There you go. Have some grass. And of course they follow me down to the main veggie patch, exactly where I don't want them to go. Come on, off the garden. Naughty chickens. With it being so cold, my cherry tomatoes have been struggling, but since we've had that little boom of sunshine last week, I'm starting to see some tiny little cherries come through, so stoked I'm going to be adding them to the salads very shortly. You're a bunch of Fruit Loops, I'm telling you. Getting away, you've got no patience. Down, down. Come on, brown one. You, stop it. Down. You can't get the food while you're on there. Get off. Off. Bite me. You're a bunch of rat bags. Get out. Oh no, you're gonna go in. Get off there. Righto. Oh man. Never seen a chicken so hungry in all my life. Righto. Yeah, chuk, 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 chuk. Chuggy, chuggy, chuggy. Come on, let's go. Come on, chuggy, chuggy, chuggy. Come on. Chuggy, chuggy. Come on. Quick. Quick, we're filling it up first. Get in there, Fatso. Get in, quick. Quick, Fatso, you're going to miss out. Quick, quick, quick. You think you've never been fed before? Oh, you carry on. Better be lots of eggs today, girls. So you have to agree, my chickens are absolutely bonkers, right? But I'd do it. I could have just left them in the pen and then took the food over. In some ways, I find it quite entertaining that they sort of come and run in and everything. They get so excited about food. It's like a big family, say a big Catholic family, all going in for a big meal all at once, and the food's all put out on the table, and whoever gets in first gets the feed. But anyway, the garden hasn't been like that at all. It's actually doing quite well. I'm just building this corner first, then I'm going to expand out into the whole yard over time. Mostly fruit trees, different things around the backyard. This is going to be the main veggie patch. Now, why do I have the straw bales there? Well, I have the straw bales there because they're going to build my soil profile. I've got a heavy clay here. There's lots of really good big native worms in here already, so that's really awesome. And I'm going to build a soil profile up. So it's a bit like building a lasagna bed, but at the same time I'm planting, and as the bales are sort of decomposing down, the worms are coming up through, I'll release compost worms in here. Already have some in here already. And then I'll just keep planting more plants in the top. Now, the lettuce at the beginning is really great because it's just a shallow rooted plant. Now they dry out really quick, these bales on the top with the compost on top, so you've got to wet them down on a warm day, around about 3 times a day, because lettuce will go bitter if it doesn't get enough water into the leaf, and then your whole crop's ruined. But I plant like big masses of them, and I just pick lots of baby leaf. I love doing that, and then I let a few mature up and grab those out, give some more space, and the baby leaf grows in. and I get a lot. Now, the rocket arugula doesn't do so well in these systems because it has a longer root, and as soon as that root goes down, it dies off, and it just can't get the feed that it wants. But I just like putting them in there. As you can see, it's not really something I can harvest from. I'm going to cover it over with a whole lot more compost again soon, plant some other things into it and get it going. But it is getting a root system in there. Now, I've had some mushrooms sort of appear on the sides already. I do release a little bit of fungi into the system. You don't have to. It'll naturally come through the soil over time, but I have some lying around, so I put that in there. Now, I drench the tomatoes and the fruit trees in the bags because they're in those bags. They basically need a lot of moisture because they dry out quick, and every time you produce moisture in there, that nutrient will sort of like leach out through. It'll get attached to the roots and it'll suck up through. It's a little bit different to how plants grow in the ground that are photosynthesizing and sharing the good microbes and bacteria and things from a living soil. You actually, inside one of these plants, you need to release water, and so the nutrients can be uptaken. A bit like, say, like hydroponics or something like that in a way, or, you know, doing an aquaponics system. It's exactly the same thing, flood and drain, flood and drain. And these guys, since I've been doing that, are doing much better. So what would be my top tip for today if I was talking about getting more self-sufficient? Now, it's really hard to get 100% self-sufficient, but we can grow quite a lot of food in a small space and expand out slowly. Now, if you put yourself sort of here, there, and everywhere, you don't pay attention to the garden and you're not building the soil profile up. So that's why I've just done this little space here. I'm building this soil profile up right here. I'm going to get all the microbes, the fungi going, everything really well, and then eventually that will spread out into the garden. It creates these highways, right, where we'll move out through and everything starts getting interconnected. We start connecting everything up, and the mathematics of it all just accelerates everything. It's just absolutely awesome when it does that, right? So this patch is the main patch, and then fruit trees sort of over there. So start off slowly, build your soils up, work on your little space that you've got, and then you feel like you've got more time, you can manage it better, then move out into the next section. And that's my best tip for today for starting to get self-sufficient. You'd be really surprised what you can grow in a small space. Like, you saw how much lettuce I've got just on those 2 bales there. There's plenty enough for a family of 4, no worries, harvesting nearly every day out of a bale like that. If you've got a bigger family, just add a few more bales, add a few more pots, and boom, man. Salads and herbs are the best thing you can do when you first get started. So this chicken coop, it moves around the yard. I can give them fresh grass every day, and I can also fertilise certain patches. Now, getting 3 to 5 eggs a day. Karen and I don't eat that many eggs, so we're blessing a lot of people around the neighbourhood and our friends with eggs. And also, I'm getting a lot of manure out of this back part in here where they perch at night. I put some cardboard down, throw that into the worm farms, put it onto my pot plants, and soon, just with the worm farming and these chickens, I'm going to have more than enough than I need for this whole backyard. I won't be spending much money, just a little bit on chicken food.